In this VoxCAD tutorial, I'll show you some of the more advanced voxel modeling techniques. So as we saw in the introduction, we can always go in and edit our voxel object layer by layer. So here, get to where we can see this. Let's say I'll make a second material here, make it red, another material blue. So we can always go through, we can use our pencil tool to draw lines. We can use our box tool to draw solid boxes. Let's fill that in. We can use the ellipse tool to draw ellipses, just like you would expect. You can always copy and paste layers. So here I'm going to go Control C or Edit, Copy, and then as I go back to another layer, I can always hit Paste or Control V. You can see that it's pasting in as I go. So again, I can hold Control and the mouse wheel to scroll between layers, and Control V to paste. So it's very easy to change layers here. Let's add a third material here, make it say yellowish. Our flood fill tool actually has two modes. It's not entirely obvious, but if we go to the flood fill and just click and hold, you can see it'll change all the voxels in that layer. But if we hold Control while we click and hold, it'll change all the voxels in that three-dimensional volume. So again, without Control, it changes just the layer. With Control, holding Control now, you can see in the bottom left it will change all the voxels. Now sometimes it's a little tedious to set every single voxel in the structure. So I'm just going to erase all of these. And so we're left with that, that's fine. We can also use what we call a 3D brush. So here we have the choice of a box, a cylinder, or a sphere. You can change the size of this box if we want to make, say, fill in this region here. We can change the position of it just like we would expect. And now let's say we want to apply our material default 2. So there we've now filled in that entire region with the material default 2. But we can also use this to erase. So by selecting our erase material and then going in and filling the entire region, we can apply our erase material, which takes away all voxels. But even that is somewhat limiting to do just primitive modeling. So now let's make a very large workspace, maybe 30 by 30 by 65. So now if we want to do some more complicated modeling, we can actually import a surface mesh. So here I've made a surface mesh of a chess piece rook. You can see again we can change the angle, so let's change it 90 degrees in X. We can select a material, in this case default 1. And now when we apply, you can see it's now voxelized that shape. And we can move around, we can do multiple versions of that, and do some fairly complex modeling fairly easily in VoxCAD.